All right. Good evening and very welcome, everyone, to our slow month-end yin practice. And if you're joining online, very welcome to you as well. If audio, video is unclear at any point, just drop me a message in the chat, please. So for our practice, we're going to need a bolster or maybe one or two pillows to support us. If you have 2 yoga blocks, those will be very handy as well. Maybe even a blanket, an eye pillow if you're practicing at home. We're going to arrive on our back. Bring the soles of the feet together to touch. Allow the knees to draw out to the side. So we're coming into Supta Baddha Konasana. Maybe we use our blocks either sides of the knees to offer some support. And just feel that the spine is lengthened. You might even want to use the hands to lengthen the back of the neck so the chin is drawing down into the chest. Hands can be relaxed comfortably next to the side of the body. Maybe one hand is resting on the heart, one hand on the belly. If you choose, maybe you want to work a little in opening the chest and the shoulders so you can cactus your arms out to the side. Let the backs of your hands rest to the floor. Maybe you place your rolled up blankets under the arms for support here. So remember, our yin practice is all about comfort. So in the session, making sure your body feeling supported. And the first part of every posture, we want to take some time to make sure the body is really comfortable. So making our adjustments, doing what we need, so that from there, once we start holding the posture, we can hold the body as still as possible. And there might be sounds and activity around us. But it's really a practice of tuning all the outer noise and distraction out. And really go deeper and deeper inward. So as you start to get a little bit more comfortable in the shape now, allow the whole body to soften. Notice where the body is holding tension, where there might be a sense of bracing through the body. Imagine the whole body could take a nice deep exhale. Every cell, every fiber, just softening into the floor. The part of the practice that really soothes our nervous system is the long, sustained holds we'll work with today. So we'll hold our postures anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes. I feel in a world where there's so much stimulation all the time, we're overstimulated. Allowing ourselves to settle and be still completely, even be a little bit bored. This is what the nervous system needs to also allow it to have that exhale, allow it to soften and surrender completely. So throughout our practice, when we transition from one pose to the next, the key is to be mindful of moving as slow as possible. We rush enough in our day, getting from one point to the next, that we're never truly in the moment. So I will remind you again as we transition through our poses to do so slowly and intentionally. Imagine you moving through sticky honey as we transition. So for now, let's drop into the breath. And just noticing the natural rise and fall of the belly. And continuing to soften throughout the body. As we breathe in, can we find an inhalation of about 4 counts? Pause and hold your breath for 2 counts. And a lengthened exhale out through the nose for 6 counts. At the end, we hold again for 2 counts. So breathing in 4, hold 2, exhale 6, and hold 2 again. Staying here for 3 more focused breaths. Complete your last round. Breath returns to normal. We take the hands to the outer edges of the knees. And bringing the knees together, hug them into the chest. Just allow that little bit of gravity anchoring and grounding the knees towards the chest. Notice tension you might hold in the lower back. Just be here for a moment. Allow the body to settle. Allow yourself to be in that space of transition. Let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh out your breath. For one more round, full in. Audible sigh out. Take the arms wide out to the side and you decide, maybe palms down, maybe palms up. Take both knees over towards the left side. Try to keep the right shoulder blade anchored down. Your left hand can hold on to the knees, and if you need a support, maybe you can use your bolster underneath the knees, maybe even a pillow between your knees. So take a moment to adjust here. So we settle into a yin pose, into a soft twist here. So feel you're not right at the edge. You're not in your extremist version of a twist. At first, maybe it feels comfortable just to look up to the ceiling. Now listen and tune into the feedback from your neck. Sometimes it might be intense for the neck to look all the way over to the right. If it feels good working in that rotation, you can hold here sustainably. We'll be here for about another minute and a half. Another two more minutes here. So the key essence of our yin practice is we want to create the complete opposite of our regular yoga asana practice, right? So where the regular practice is dynamic movement, generating heat, working strongly into the muscles, constant movement. Here we want to create the opposite. So here, we want to be slow. We want to be still. It's a slightly cooler practice. And then beyond muscular engagement, we now want to soften and relax all muscular effort. So each shape Go and scan through the shape. Are we tensing up? Are we aware of us tensing up? And can we intentionally soften and release that inner brace? So we here start to work into our connective tissue, our fascia. So our fascia are these lubricated layers that glides and move. But as we get older and as our lifestyle plays a role, stress, all these things, these fibers lose their lubrication and we start to feel stuckness and tightness in the body. So this practice works straight into the fascial layer, helping to bring some more lubrication through those layers that they can glide with ease. Take a last few deep breaths here into the shape. You focus on making your exhale a little bit longer than your in-breath. One more deep breath in. Exhale slowly. Bring your knees back to center, back into your chest. Hold onto your knees for a moment. Just pause into that in between, into that transition. Nice deep breath into the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. One more deep breath in. Audible sigh out. Take your arms again wide out to the side. You choose palms up, palms down. Remember, we're transitioning slowly. So gently take your knees over to the right. So adjust here. Feel that both your shoulder blades is on the floor and your knees might not come all the way down, and that's okay. So maybe you place a bolster underneath the knees, maybe a pillow between your knees. Do what feels like it's serving your body and its needs right now. We're going to settle into this shape. Our timer is starting for 3 minutes. So take your time right at the start of the pose to do all of your adjustments. Support your body here. And once you're done, commit to being fully still. So working in the fascia and working with the nervous system, it comes down to, for both these components to feel safe. Now, safety happens in the stillness, in the support we offer the body. So when we work in this way, this sort of practice is a myofascial release practice. We hold our poses a minimum of 2 minutes. After the 2-minute mark, we really start to tapping into working into that fascial layer. But each time we move in that duration, you can imagine we're restarting the clock. So anywhere beyond that 2-minute mark is where practice really starts to benefit us a bit more. You know, sometimes it might feel it's not hard postures, or maybe the postures do challenge us in a different way. It can bring up feelings of frustration or anger. And these are all just a mirror for us to watch and notice what comes to the surface. Our bigger challenge in this practice is simply being still and uninfluenced. How many times do we sit still without trying to fill the moment, without the need to turn on music or the TV or to pull out our phone? How often in our day do we truly simply sit with ourselves? Maybe for many of us, coming home to ourselves is a very foreign feeling. remain here for last few rounds of breath. Staying in your shape. Allow the exhale to be longer than your in-breath. Last deep breath in. And then slowly return to center. Hug the knees into the chest. Let's slowly straighten out the legs. Come into a straight line. We find a neutral shape. So allow everything to soften, to relax. And just notice and feel. So yin practice is not about how many poses we do or how strong the practice feels in the body, but how present can we be? How can we sit with slowing down, with resting? What is our own natural response to stillness and slowness? Now gently, slowly, remember, as if we're moving through sticky honey, draw your knees into your chest. We're going to roll slowly over to the left side. Press your right hand into the floor and gently bring your body back up to center. Good. Remember, moving slowly, intentionally, we straighten out the legs. Good. And for this next posture, if you know your hamstrings are very tight, we help this pose feel supportive in the body. So maybe you bend the knees up. Maybe even bring the supportive blocks underneath the body. So we want to support ourselves as far as possible. Then we're going to take a nice deep breath in first, lengthen, open through the heart. Then exhale, round the spine. Allow the spine to round, chest to thighs. Maybe your arms are resting on your blocks. Maybe your hands can comfortably reach your toes. But don't let this feel like work. Just let the body soften. Notice that gentle stretch into the lower back. Remember, no strain, no force here. Just a gentle release. So let the upper body surrender. If you feel no stretch at all, you might consider removing the blocks behind the backs of the knees. Just allow the body to soften to gravity. Another nice option is support, only optional. You might stack your two blocks one on top of each other, and if your body reaches, your forehead can rest to the floor. You might even, depending on the bolster or pillows or blankets you have access to, take your support across your thighs. Rest your chest fully on your support, and your head can rest on the arms. So take a moment now to scan throughout your whole body for any tension, for any tightness. Can you intentionally work through the body? Allow it to get heavier. Allow it to get softer. Imagine the body is dissolving and melting down towards the floor. No effort in the body. Now, as we hold these shapes, you might notice a couple of things. Perhaps you notice some sensations intensify. Keep coming back to scanning the body, noticing if on the inside we're adding more tension and adding that inner brace. So yes, it might stretch deep into some muscles and some areas of the body. And stretch and tension here is good. In our yin practice, we add a controlled, call it stress, to the body. But here we want to also be discerning. challenge and stretch, and a mild bit of discomfort are welcome. But make sure you can tell the difference between what is pain and what is discomfort. Discomfort is part of yoga. Yoga is not always comfortable. It's learning to sit with sensation without needing to change the sensation. But pay attention here. If you experience tingly sensation through any parts of your body or any extreme pain, please adjust here. Maybe also notice that as you settle into the shape, there is a little bit more space. And maybe naturally the body wants to soften deeper into the shape. There, allow the body to go where it feels good to go. We come back to the breath. The breath is our anchor in the practice. So whenever the mind is wandering, whenever sensation feels a little intense, come back to the breath. We find that pattern of inhaling through the nose for 4 counts, pause and hold for 2 counts, and a lengthened exhale out through the nose for 6. We hold for another 2. It becomes soothing to the nervous system. Every time the exhale becomes longer than the in-breath. Notice how that longer exhale grounds and settles the mind. We're here for 1 more minute. Notice, what are you feeling? With a neutral mind, not attached to any specific sensation, not averse to any specific sensation. So what do you notice as you scan through the body? Where in the body do you notice and feel this? Take a nice deep breath in. Intentionally moving slowly on our exhale, gently, as slow as you can, start to bring the body back up. We're bending the legs. Come to lie down onto your back. Into a neutral shape in your Shavasana. So straighten out the legs. Arms relax next to the body. Disturbing the body as little as possible. We settle into the shape. In this space, we want to observe and notice and feel. Deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale, sigh it out. One more breath in. Release with a sigh. Slowly bend your legs. We bring the knees back into the chest. If it feels good to do so, gently rock side to side. Bring the body back to center, hands to the knees. Allow the knees to move away from the body. Imagine your knees are your spoon and using it to stir a big pot, work the hips, circular movements along the mat, releasing any tension that might have built up in the lower back. Change our direction. Bring it back to center, roll over to the left side. Right hand presses into the floor, rise up to seated. Good. We're going to take it into one of our slightly stronger yin postures, and these are the dragon poses. So we'll need our blocks here. Depending on your mat, if you need a little bit more padding for your back knee, you might want to take your towel or a blanket, or maybe simply just fold your mat over a little bit more for the knee that will be on the floor. Good. So we will step our right leg forward, our left knee on the floor. But make sure you are not directly on the flat part of your kneecap. So your weight is a little bit more to the top of the knee. Good. Your blocks are either side of your front knee. Don't worry, this one we won't quite hold for 5 or 7 minutes. We'll be here about 2.5 minutes. We'll see how we go. So the aim in our yin practice is first to create the general shape and then let go of any form of alignment like we normally practice in our class. Just let the body sink into that gentle pull of gravity. So before we settle in for our complete hold, just scan the body. Are you relatively comfortable? It's not the most comfortable position to start with, right? Does your body feel supported? Does it feel you can be sustained here? We want to focus on that lovely stretch into the left hip flexor. Let the hips sink down. Just let the body feel held and supported here in this moment. Noticing what tenses up through the body. Can you control this? Can you soften into it? And then noticing what's coming from the mind space. Thoughts, opinions. Keep coming back to the breath. One last deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, softly sigh it out. Good. One more round. Now don't rush out of the shape. We slowly start to push into the hands. Gently pull the hips back. Move as slow as you can. Slowly that front foot moves back. You can adjust padding here, but nothing rushed. Stay in the slowness of the practice. So now your right knee is supported on the floor. You step the left foot forward. So make sure you wiggle that foot forward so the heel is underneath the knee or the front foot. Adjust your back leg so you're on the soft front part of your knee, not on the kneecap. Good. We'll again mentally prepare for being here for 2.5 minutes. Accept the challenge that is here. A big part of mindful awareness is simply becoming aware of what is happening right now, without shying away from it, without wishing it was any different. Accept the moment for what it is. Can we soften our resistance to whatever might unfold in this present moment? Stay with the breath. Just a simple breath in through the nose, a gentle breath out through the nose. Quiet the mind and settle the body even more. Scan the body, any tension from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes. And throughout the practice, this is a constant reminder, because we're so used to carrying this unconscious tension throughout our day. We don't notice when we sit behind our computer how our shoulders round or how our jaw tightens. So here we start to develop this awareness that we hopefully start to take into our day. So feel that your pelvic floor is relaxed. Soften your belly. Relax your shoulders and clench your jaw. It's our last 30 seconds here. This is sometimes the harder practice. Just be still and soft in a world that is too hard and too noisy. Deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. One more full in. Audible sigh out. Again, we don't rush out the pose. Slowly start to move your hips back. Gently slide your front foot back. Slow as you can, place your blocks out the side. How slow can you go? You can straighten out your mat and then gently, as slowly as you can, all the way onto your belly. So legs straight behind you, belly to the floor. You can stack the hands, rest the forehead on the hands. If you don't feel too claustrophobic, try to take your hands straight behind you, forehead to the floor. So we find this nice, strong line to the spine. Allow the shoulders to drop. We'll be here for only a little less than a minute. So let the belly soften into the support of the floor. The spine falling back into its natural curves. So this, let's call it reverse Shavasana. Feeling completely weightless on the spine. Just the slowness of the moment and the easefulness of the breath right here. We only have 2 more poses ahead of us. Very slowly bring the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, push up into a tabletop. And we'll be sliding our right knee forward in between the hands. So you don't want to start with the hardest version first. So easiest version is if we line it up so our heel is close to our left hip and the knee reaches forward towards our right hand. As you set up, you might notice this right bum doesn't quite want to reach the floor, and that's all right. You can take your block underneath that thigh, and you can extend, lengthen that left foot straight out behind you. So the top of the left foot is pressing down. Feel your toes spreading into the surface of the floor. There's no painful pressure on the left knee, so on your back knee. At first, we take hands to the floor. Let's find a first lengthened spine. Maybe now we stretch all the way into that left hip flexor. And then you settle with this lifted spine. So plant your hands into the floor. Now let the chest relax. So just your arm bones holding you up. Let everything else feel like it's softening, dissolving here. Good. So feel that the hips are even. Especially if that right buttock is not on the floor and maybe not supported, you're not dropping all the way over into that right thigh. The chest is squared forward, hips is neutral. We're softening the body here. Again, just tuning in that the breath, the out breath is longer than your in breath. Just noticing sensation. Maybe sometimes we wonder in yin yoga, are we doing it 100% right? Because there's not quite this focus on alignment as there is in our normal hatha or vinyasa yoga. But yeah, a good indication is simply allowing the body to feel supported, making sure there's no pain, no numbness, no tingling through the body. And then from here, if you can feel it, then you are doing it, no matter how big or small that feeling is. Take a nice full deep breath in. Can we find a little bit more length here? And on our exhale, we walk the hands forward, ahead of us. So rest the chest to your thigh, arms extended, maybe elbows resting to the floor. And take the forehead resting on your block or straight down to the floor. Softening. Again, squaring off the hips. Adjust what needs to be adjusted. And then we commit to the stillness. Soften. Surrender. Notice and scan the body for any tension, for any gripping, any tightening. Where can you release what doesn't need to work or tense right now? So can you focus intentionally relaxing your right buttock? Make sure the right buttock is soft and relaxed. We are halfway. So mentally reframe, readjust. Keep going beyond that immediate beyond. To stay up with 3 Brahmari or B breaths. So we start with a nice deep breath in, and for the duration of your exhale, you're going to hum it out 3 rounds. Breathing in to prepare. Last breath here. Slowly now, hands walk back underneath the shoulders. Tuck your back toes. We gently push into the hands. Slide your front knee back. We lift the hips up and back. Come into a downward dog. And gently walk the legs out. Just releasing tightness. The hips, releasing that shape. We bring the knees wide, big toes together. Push back into an extended child's pose. We find our neutral shape to release the posture. If extended child's pose feel a bit too intense for your hips, you prefer to maybe just release a bit more into the hips, bring the knees together. You can make fists with the hands, forehead to the hands, maybe forehead all the way to the floor. The arms are reaching back. The spine can round, the shoulders can drop. Just choosing here what feels nourishing to your body right now. Breathing in gently, slowly. If you're in extended child's pose, come onto all fours. If you're in rounded child's pose, lift the spine and slowly make your way back to tabletop. Good. Let's set up for the other side. So hands a little bit wider, slide your left knee forward in between the hands. So remember, want to anchor that hip, that heel close towards the hip. Invite the support of your block here underneath the sit bone of the front thigh. And make sure those hips are square, hips are neutral here. The back toes stretching back. And then as that knee lands, no pressure on the kneecap, just towards the front of the knee. First, let's come up onto the fingertips, find a nice lengthened spine, roll the shoulders back, lifting tall. Good. And then plant your hands. We're going to stay in this upright position first. Just 2 minutes here. So the arms are supporting you. Let gravity do the rest. We're just simply getting out of the way, releasing the resistance there might be. So just everything. Come into that still space within. No fighting, no resisting. Simply allowing with this neutral mind. No preference. Simply presence. And take a deep full breath in, lengthen out the body once more. Exhale, slowly walk your arms forward. Lower your chest down, arms straighten out, elbows can slightly bend, perhaps rest the forehead towards the floor. So adjust, settle, get comfortable. You can find even-sidedness through the hips, so not all your weight dropping to the left. Square off your hips, soften through the chest. Just accept whatever sensation there might be. Go inward. Each shape, each moment, we approach it with a curious and open mind. As if you're experiencing these sensations for the very first time. Notice where you feel the sensation. What part of the body does that sensation become most prominent in? Let's become curious without attachment, without aversion. We notice with a neutral mind. We move into our 3 rounds of B breath. Breathing in to prepare. Exhale, hum out. Last breath. Slowly, hands move underneath the shoulders. Tuck your back toe, lift the knee off the floor, step front foot back, come into a gentle downward dog, nothing extreme. Slow pedal through the legs. Beautiful. Yogi's choice. Knees wide, knees together. We take a child's pose of our choosing. So if the knees are together, we're working in the rounded shape. The arms are reaching back and the forehead lands to the floor. If the knees are wide, the arms stretch forward ahead of us. Choose what works well for your body right now. Breathing in, we walk the hands towards the body slowly and curl the spine, sitting up. If it's comfortable for you to sustain, you can stay seated on the heels with the knees bent. Or we just cross the ankles, place a block underneath the sit bones. We're going to do a last round of pranayama or breath work before we take it into shavasana. Good. So wherever you are, make sure the spine is tall, shoulders relaxed away from the ears. We're going to do our Chandra Vedana, or the piercing moon breath, which is deeply pacifying for our nervous system. So we'll work with closing the nostrils. So we take a mudra. So in closing the nostrils, we intentionally bend index finger and middle finger away. You're going to use the ring finger and thumb of your dominant hand to close the nostrils. So notice we can move here to alternate. Now, I often see people trying to use the index finger and middle finger as, I don't know, awareness at the eyebrow center, but we intentionally put those two away. This is a mudra. So each part of our hand means something. Our index finger means ego. So we definitely don't want to exalt it. We want to put it away. We know what we do with our middle finger, so we put that away too. So the ring finger and the thumb. Now notice and feel, you can feel those notches at the nose. So feel that you firmly, not in a way that's going to be painful, press in and seal completely that side of the nostril so no air is escaping. So as we alternate, our breath is going to look like this. We are going to inhale through the left nostril and out through the right nostril. And each in-breath will only be through the left, and each exhale will only be through the right. There are other practices where we alternate breathe through the nostrils, but this one, intentionally, we're working with the moon energy, our feminine, softer, pacifying energy. So any moment you feel overly stimulated and you need to pacify and ground yourself, you breathe in through the left and out through the right. Good. So let's close the right fully. Inhale through the left. Close left. Exhale through the right. Now as we inhale through the left, let's inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Close. Exhale right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close. Exhale right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to continue this way. 6 more rounds, your own mental count. And after your 6th round, you're going to lie down on your back for Shavasana. There's no rush at all, taking your time. As you're ready to take it down into Shavasana, have perhaps your bolster ready. You're going to place the bolster at the backs of your knees. Then the crook of the knee will be slightly bent. The heels to the corners of the mat. And you lower all the way down onto your back. But for a moment, just lengthen your hip bones towards the heels. So we want to lengthen out the spine. Adjust your bolster where you need to. Use your hands to lengthen the back of your neck. The chin is down to the chest. And then if you happen to have a eye pillow with you, you're welcome to use that. Cover your eyes. If you feel you're going to get cold, our body temperature can drop, depending also where you are. If you're practicing online, cover yourself with a blanket where needed. So adjust everything, making sure your body is completely comfortable and completely relaxed. Again, can you find this whole body exhale, sigh, let the body settle and get completely heavy. Allow the body to relax and get soft, like just before you fall asleep at night. Slowly allow the breath to become very gentle, as if it's barely there at all. Slowly move through a body scan. You start on the right side of the body, right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth and fifth. The palm of the hand, the back of the hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, moving down to your waist, the thigh. Awareness of the right thigh, the knee, the back of the ankle, the sole of the foot, the top of the foot, the toes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring your awareness to the left side body. The fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The palm of the hand, the back of the hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit. Travel down to the waist, the thigh, the knee, the back of the ankle, the sole of the foot, top of the foot, the left toes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring awareness to the back of the body and all the touch points between the back of the body and the floor. The back of the head resting on the floor. The backs of the shoulder blades. The heaviness of the backs of the arms. The backs of the legs. Heavy and supported completely by the floor. Notice just the simple rise and fall of the belly without controlling the breath. Now just noticing the belly rising with each breath in, the belly falling with each breath out. We'll be counting our breath. And we're going to start at 27 and slowly count our breath backwards. So as we breathe in, the belly rises, 27. We breathe out, the belly falls, 27. Breathing in, belly rises, 26. Breathing out, the belly falls, 26. Carry on this way. Follow your own mental count. If you reach 0 or if you lose your mark, start again at 27. But stay focused. Try not to make a mistake. We now release our counting. Simply come back to noticing the breath. Now inviting the feeling of complete heaviness through the body. Imagine this body is made up of heavy lead. Imagine the heavy weight of each arm and each leg as it's being pulled deeper and deeper into the floor. Just feel this body is extremely heavy. Now invite the feeling of lightness through the body. Allow this body to become extremely light, like it's a feather in a breeze. The slightest breeze will pick you up and float you up in the air. Just imagine this complete lightness through the body. Now, can you imagine the feeling of cold? Imagine this body is becoming freezing, icy cold. An Arctic kind of cold throughout your whole body. And just as we've cultivated this feeling of cold, can we create the opposite? Now invite the feeling of warmth, this heat radiating through this body, this extreme heat throughout the body. Allow the body to feel hot and warm. Release this feeling. We invite the feeling of gratitude. As we call the feeling of gratitude, it might not even be gratitude for something specific. Just this general feeling of gratitude. Allow it to rise up from the heart center. Allow it to radiate and move through the body. So this gratitude becomes bigger than the body. The body can't contain this gratitude, and it's pulsing and vibrating beyond your body. Imagine gratitude, that feeling of gratitude, filling the entire room. Until that gratitude becomes bigger than the room and it spills through the windows and the doors and travels out through your city, through the country, until there is just gratitude. Now, simply returning to breath, allowing the breath to deepen. Take a moment to run the tongue across the teeth, swallow once or twice. Slowly start to rub your thumb over each individual fingertip. Bring gentle movements through your fingers and toes. Maybe move the head gently side to side. Big circles through your wrists, your ankles. We take a deep breath in, arms reach overhead, lengthen, stretch out the body. And exhale, draw your knees tight into your chest. And just give yourself thanks for giving yourself this moment to rest and to slow down. We roll over to a side of our choice into a fetal shape. The top hand pressing into the floor. Very slowly, as you're ready, make your way to seated. The spine is tall, the hands anchored to the knees. Stay in the still, quiet space for a moment. We'll bring our hands into heart center. Namaste. Thank you for practicing. Good. Namaste, everyone. Good. If you joined online, thank you so much for joining. How is everyone doing? How are we feeling? Good. Excellent. Good. First one for the year, guys. Have a lovely, peaceful, slow evening ahead. Good. Kaya, I hope you managed to follow along nicely at home. You're welcome to give me a thumbs up if you're close by.